Okay, people. About to get it ugly. Chat is who I be. Monday nights at 9, come see what people are talking about. Show is fire, it's got a lot of clout. Critiquing movies is what I do. My favorite topic is the MCU. 6 questions, 10 minutes each. I try to break it down, I try to teach. To the people that's feeling my vibe, come check out the greatest show alive. So sit back, enjoy the show. And like the Joker says, and here we go. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Khaotic Conversation. Don't miss it. Do not miss it. Peace.
What up? The time is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The night. The show is Khaotic Conversation. We have the usual fellas in the house tonight. We're missing the lady of the chat. She couldn't make it today, but she'll be back next week. But the 3 amigos plus 1 is in the house. That would be Mr. Terrence of T-Virus. That would be Mr. Chris Knight of the Real Review 3000. And last but not least, Anzo of Bigger Forward Entertainment. How are we all doing tonight, fellas?
Doing
all right.
Doing good.
And I was just about to say, look who blessed us with an appearance this week, eh?
Yeah. What's up, Mr. Terrence? What's going on?
What up, Terrence?
Hey, how's it going?
I want to hear his thoughts on this Hawkeye trailer. I want to hear his thoughts on the. Well, wait, you were here for the Spider-Man trailer, weren't you?
No, he was not.
No, he wasn't. I want to hear his thoughts on that. I want to hear his thoughts on What If. I mean, come on. There's like a shit ton of stuff. Man, where have you been?
Did you see how they got us Terrence?
Say again?
Did you see how somebody on YouTube got the panelists on the Spider-Man trailer?
No.
Shit, you need to go watch that video,
bro. About 2 minutes ago.
Send in the link to LDG's. Yeah, dude, that was so. That's a good video. I mean, honestly, it is. It was done very.
We were on the show, man, just chatting it up, man, about some kind of topic, and then the Spider-Man No Way Home
trailer dropped.
We clicked on it, thinking it was the correct one. And man, we were fuck shit, because man, whoever did this, man, they had it fired. They had all kind of stuff. At the end, also said, man, it looked like that's some of the stuff from the same old movies or something. And then kind of find out we looked at the wrong one. And man, we all was hook, line, and sinker, boy. It was hooks all in our mouth.
We watched the fan trailer, bro, and we were like, "Oh shit, yo, that's fire, wicked!"
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
And of course, LDG took that and ran away with it, but it was funny, man. It was. I probably would have done the same thing, but
that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Let me tweet this out.
Before we get into the show, we'll go around starting with Chris. Tell them everybody what's going on in your neck of the woods. Anything special going on? And
we're gearing up for another season of Unmasking the Masked Singer that starts next week. So I think Tuesday we're going to be doing that. I don't know if we're going to do a Tuesday and Saturday stream or Tuesday and Saturday video like we did last year or not. I might try just the one night before, and that way we can discuss everything from the week before and then the next day. But I'm gearing up for that. Got a new show starting over here on Chaos Central this Saturday. Called the Star Wars Senate. We're going to have a bunch of people on talking about Star Wars, just in general, not any necessarily particular one thing. It'll be talking about the things we love, the movies, things we may not have liked, but it's not going to be a hate fest, and it's not going to be a pure out, love fest either. It's just going to be talking about something we're passionate about and that we love. And we got a bunch of different people set up for that. So it's going to be a rotating panel, maybe once every month, 2 months, something like that. It's not going to be a constant thing like every week or anything like that. And then also doing gaming streams over on my channel. And I got to check my last music review. If it's unblocked now, I'll probably be back to those too. I just want to get this one out and back to where it needs to be. Yeah, but guys, make sure you check down bottom of this video. If it says you're not sub, please sub, and make sure you sub to the rest of these guys up here and around. They got great content, so make sure you help them out too. Thank you, Danny, for having me as usual.
No problem. Anzo, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
You know me, just chilling out, trying to have some fun and hang out with you guys. That's about it. Other than that, I'm just glad to be here. You guys know the channel, Big Afford Entertainment. That's it. That's how we do, man.
Terrence, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
Hey, what's going on? Yep, Terrence here. I'm not going to be posting anything on T-Virus Terrence at the moment. Working on a few things, but in time there will be something new that will pop up on the channel. Other than that, just dealing with various things in life, but everything will be right under the sun.
Cool. You didn't get banned again, did you?
No, nothing like that.
Okay, good.
And I am Danny Graham, your host, aka Comic Chat. This is the show every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find us here with these gentlemen, where we'll be talking several different topics that I come up with, sometimes collectively, sometimes by myself. These 4 questions today were ones that kind of popped in my head, and I thought they would make good conversation. Now, trying to get to where the hell I wrote them down at would be.
Danny.
Hold on.
It's okay. We have them in the chat.
Things happen.
You know what I mean?
Things happen.
Hey, what's up, little man?
Better tell me good night. Okay, having a boomer moment. Where is it at?
Honesty. Okay. Honesty.
Well, the first one I know off the top of my head is in regards to Venom. I think Venom, if my count is correct, is 13, 14 days away.
Really?
Comes out October the 1st.
Oh, shit. And I can't go see it. Great.
So, my main question is, are we excited about this movie coming out? And do we think it's going to be a hit? Anyone that wants to go first?
I personally think I'm excited for it. I want to see it. Do I think it's going to be a hit? I'm looking at these box office numbers now, and unless it got Marvel on it, their movies aren't really making that much money. So I think it's going to be middle of the pack. If it's good, then maybe it'll be different. But I think it's just going to be middle of the pack, maybe 30, 40 million opening weekend. Kind of like Guardians of Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad. So,
people around my where I work at, man, I was surprised. The female, like, man, I want to see it because, believe it or not, man, cops like darkness too. I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? You know what this guy does, right? You know what he does. You know he eats people, right? Yeah, that's cool. What do you think, Danny?
Saying?
I think that you need some fucking help. What I want to tell them. But anyway,
really?
I just hope it don't be too funny and goofy. I don't like for Venom, that particular character. I don't want him funny and goofy. He can say the joke now and then, here or there, say something kind of sly, or like kind of tongue in cheek. I don't want to be that goofy, like they're trying extra hard to get a laugh. I don't want to see that. I hope that if he is funny, then I hope that Carnage would be total opposite and just make this. I think Woody Harrelson is a better actor than Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I hope that his performance will elevate. Because I'm a Tom Hardy fan. I like him, but I don't think he's the quality actor that Woody Harrelson is. I could be wrong, not just my opinion. So I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. I wish Marvel was attached to it. It would make more money, but not having Marvel Studios in front of it is going to definitely hurt it.
It's not like Marvel has nothing to do with this.
I know.
Absolutely.
I'm saying I said I
They
wish.
don't? Okay. No, I'm asking.
No,
I just want to make sure because
this is Warner Brothers. Totally. We will definitely see it. Yeah, we would definitely see it on HBO Max.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean,
that's going to hurt it.
Well, you see, again, we have to figure out how they're equating these numbers. Are they equating it by new subscribers? Are they just equating that each watch is worth, so much money? I mean, how are they equating these HBO Maxes?
Whatever the subscription, I think HBO Max is $14.99, I think.
Well, it depends, because like me, I get it with my cable. I think you said you did the same thing with you, right?
No,
okay.
If you get a phone, I think Verizon customers get it free the first year. Now, next year, this time, come January 1st, you better hold on, because, boy, they're going to go in with no KY.
I believe that.
I'm scared to see what the subscription cost going to be.
Well, you see, my point here is that what I mean is that for somebody like me, I'm not paying that $14.99. I'm paying a subscription fee for a myriad of channels. So what's their breakdown of that? So they have to have an idea that they believe that every view that it gets, and think of it like YouTube. YouTube, if you're monetized, is, per view for so long, or so many ads that are watched for so long, it's like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, something like that, is worth so much. YouTube knows that magical number. We don't, of course, because why would we need to know that? But HBO Max has got to have the same way of equating a view to how much money it's worth, because they still, at the end of the day, have to come up with how much money this movie makes. So, yeah, the box office is easy to tell, but let's say it's $140 million at the end of 3 months and it's ready to jump out of the box office. That's great. We know it's $140 million, but that HBO Max has to add something to that. That's what I want to know, is what are those numbers? Because they'll tell us, you can go look up right now what Suicide Squad did, but I want to know, how are they figuring out that number? Because that's what matters, is how are they figuring out the streaming service numbers, and how does that factor into its overall gross? So Shang-Chi right now is really easy to figure out because it's all just box office. Spider-Man No Way From Home will be easy because it's all going to be box office. HBO Max had made a dedicated promise that at the beginning of this year, that they were going to get every movie that was Warner Brothers was going to be released on HBO Max, free to watch.
So Venom's a HBO Max movie?
Mm-hmm.
That's what, if it's Warner Brothers, yes, it is.
Yes.
Let me look it up. I'm fairly certain it is.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Yeah, Venom and everything Spider-Man related is Sony, not Warner Brothers.
Right.
Yeah, but Sony is just a studio.
Yeah.
Sony does it, and then the distributor, if it's Warner Brothers, it goes on HBO Max.
And I don't see why a Marvel movie would go on HBO Max.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's not Marvel, though. This is not a Marvel movie. It's Sony. Sony is separate from Marvel right now.
But Venom is a Marvel character. The Marvel logo
doesn't matter.
It's
not owned by Marvel.
Like the other Venom movie. I understand that.
If they're, I don't think it is if they're not involved in it. I'm not sure.
I did look it up.
But
the rest of Warner Brothers movie lineup, Venom 2 will be available at no additional cost to HBO Max subscribers. Yep. So it will be on there.
But Venom is still a Marvel character. Whenever the movie starts, right? So that's what I wanted the humans to understand, is that you will still see the Marvel logo because he's a Marvel character. The same thing with Morbius. It's just not Marvel Studios because they don't own the rights to Spider-Man. But anytime it's a Marvel-related character, the logo will pop up. That's
the production company is Marvel Entertainment.
You'll see that. I'm talking about that.
Yes.
Marvel
you're not going to get the opening for Marvel Studios.
That, to me, carries more weight than any other Marvel whatever you want to put on there. When I see that Marvel Studios, you hear that, then I'm just like, okay.
All I'm saying is I get to see Venom. I get to see Venom. And good quality too. So I'm happy about that. Because these not going to theaters killing me right now. So bring them on. HBO Max. Bring them all on.
Are your theaters still closed up there?
No, they open. Just need the shot.
A buddy of mine just went there bear hunting. I was talking to him today. Went to some crazy place up there, and he said, "Man, they didn't even check if you have a car. Didn't check nothing." And then what's really crazy, he said, at one checkpoint, people that came behind him, they gave him like home test to take.
They have the home test.
You take the home test on like FaceTime. They're gonna watch you take it. Then you call a number, and somebody will come up and pick it up. Like, well, how about if you give me the test and I say fuck you? How they gonna enforce that? So
it's only for like people coming from like out of town and shit. They don't have to show the passport or something like that. But I don't know what the rules are for.
Well, he had to show his passport. He's coming from United States, crossing over.
He had to show that he had the shots, right?
No, that's what I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying. Not yet, but it's because there's a grace period. Okay. So everything will start getting enforced. I think it was sometime in October. And that's why they're giving companies and businesses a grace period. But when it gets into the thick of the things, you'll have to prove that you were vaccinated.
What is that in the background?
Not me.
Water running upstairs, probably.
So as soon as it gets to the thick of things, you'll have to show it. But it's not going to be the same for someone coming from out of town. It's going to be a little bit different. Like for us here, like living here, anywhere I want to go, I have to show my passport if I want to get in.
That sucks. But anyway, back to the question. 17 days is exactly. I counted today while I was sitting in office. So 17 days, the general public will be able to view it. And that's not on opening night. That's the night before, usually when a lot of YouTubers and fans watch it, usually on the early viewing. So
I'm fine with it. Hey, man. Yeah. Like I said, if I get to see it, I'll get good quality, so I'll be able to review it. Shit, maybe I'll even do a watch party for it. I'm cool with that, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's just for me, like, it's the rest of these movies that are coming out that are really like, you know, what am I gonna do for that shit? So.
Terrence, what you think? You think it'll be any good?
I think it'll be fine. Like, I just wanted to say that I still find it weird that that movie's gonna be on HBO Max, but that's just weird to me. It would make more sense for them to try to negotiate a deal to put it on Disney Plus, but you know, companies and their shenanigans.
Well, here's the thing, and everything that I've understood is this: Spider-Man is the big ticket item, and they know that Disney is going to help them make more money if they partner with Disney on that. The others, they figure that because we haven't seen an iteration of it, that they were okay to run that themselves, and that whatever money they got was just piling on to what they can make right now. They're on the marketplace. They're out to be bought, and as soon as they get bought, all those properties that are Marvel go to Marvel Studios. So right now they're just trying to make as much money as they can off of products, and the big ticket item, Spider-Man, they felt was a better opportunity to make even more money if they partner with Disney. The rest of them, they believe they wanted to put their own spin on it that was a little darker than what Disney might want to do. That's what I understood. Now, if that's the case, I don't know for absolute positivity, but it would make sense that if they could do it themselves and take all the profit for it, that right now that's all they're out for is for the shareholders. And
I definitely think Venom was
okay. Let me say this. A couple weeks ago, I got my IMAX ticket for Venom: Let There Be Carnage. It is a Marvel property, so automatically I'm going to watch it. and I want to see it on the biggest screen possible in the best kind of quality. I'm mostly going, aside from it being a Marvel property, I'm going mostly for the Carnage character in hopes that he will at least be decent because Venom, first movie is kind of mediocre in terms of how it was presented. I don't like how they did Venom, and based on the trailer, I'm still not going to like him in the context of this new movie. But I do think that there's a big possibility that anything in relation to Carnage will offset uh, the cringy shit that I was seeing with the Venom character. And then, their fight that probably will take place at the last 20 minutes of the movie. Hopefully, we get a long fight. I think that will be worth me spending my money on. And
I
the
hope we
fact
get
that
more.
it is,
Sorry.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I hope we get more than one fight between them, though.
Yeah, that's what I want as well. But the runtime with the movie is kind of short, so I assume that if they fight multiple times, that the first fight will be brief, and then the last fight will be longer. That's what I find. And also, the first movie made a killing. Granted, that was before the world went to an even deeper level of shit, but I think it'll be fine. I'm excited to see Carnage.
Yeah, I am too. But I don't think.
How long is the runtime?
I saw an article that said that it's an hour and 30 minutes.
Really?
That's short. Man, that is short.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
I think that's right.
That's really short because
That's trash.
Well,
I
wait
would
a minute. If they go, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would need them to do about an hour dedicated to Carnage's background, and Shriek is also in there for however long she's going to be in there. So for it to be an hour and 30 minutes, it'll seem like they're gonna skip over a lot of the storytelling, which will already make the movie mediocre.
They cut 50 minutes off from the first one. The first one was 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's interesting. I wasn't thinking about the runtime of the first movie, but I think that length of time would be better suited for this upcoming installment because the first movie, it didn't need to be that long because nothing happened for most of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So really the meat of that first installment came within the last 20 minutes, which is not good. So hopefully they do not follow suit with this sequel, it being even shorter, and then we just get something small. I don't want that to happen.
But if it's hot, then that might be a saving grace. That might get more repeat viewers if it's good.
Right. Yeah, I do believe that, if the movie is good, that it will get repeat viewings. And even if the movie itself is mediocre or bad, if the entertainment is there, then I think that might be enough to get humans to see it multiple times.
Yeah,
because you have a lot of movies that are good that are not very entertaining. So I think the entertainment value is really the most important thing when it comes to repeat viewings.
But we also can't forget too, right? Now that it's coming on HBO Max, it's definitely not going to make as much money as it should in theaters. It's definitely not.
Yeah, the day and date model is very silly, and it was done in a panic moment at the very, very beginning of the pandemic. But I think that the humans that are in the higher positions of these studios, they're starting to realize that they should have waited on certain things instead of jumping on it without any sort of development.
No, I just think they're saying that some money is better than no money. As long as it's in the can, it makes no money. So that's what I think the main motivation was.
Yeah, I mean, I think
it's always going to be motivated by money, but sometimes you have to assess your situation before making a rash decision, which is why they tend to be disappointed in the box office numbers as of the last 7 months.
Yeah, I mean, this pandemic supposedly is an act of God. I mean, they got to find a way to survive or navigate that. So I think it was like, hey, okay, Because if you think you're doing it for the fans, you're crazy. They're trying to salvage some of these jobs and monies and stuff.
That's what I think. I rarely think that they're doing anything for the fans. Most of the time, I think it's purely for money and nothing else, which is why they tend to give us the material that they do, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But I feel like we're in this position because of humans, right? This is the act of humans and accidents occurring, and we're in this situation.
Yeah. Before we get to the next question, I want to give a shout out to the chat. I Love Food was first in the chat. Appreciate it, bro, for coming. G Majors always comes by. David Katana, thank you for being there, sir. We'll get to your question. Any rumor of Indiana Jones may be replaced by a female lead? I have not heard. Do not care. Maybe Chris knows something about that.
I've heard rumors, but I don't think. First off, I don't think in this movie that's going to happen. But if they try that, it'll be a one and done. They'll never get it off the floor because that's not. Unfortunately, I mean, I'm not being sexist. It's not Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Wait, what? Wait, what's happening?
There's rumors that there's going to be a woman in the fifth Indiana Jones movie that is going to become the next Indiana Jones if they make a sixth one, which is what I was afraid of when you took everybody out of it that had anything to do with it. And if they do it, it'll be a one and done. And probably won't even get off the. It probably won't even get off the fucking out of the planning stages. If you ask me, this one was a trial to get out.
Are you? What is that? Does that mean like a female Indiana? Is that what that's supposed to be?
If they continue it,
that's the rumor.
She's supposed to be in this, and that someplace it's going to have a handoff.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
It is, and that's why I say if they try it, I don't even think it'll get out of it. I hope
they don't do that.
I hope they don't either. It's like James Bond. Listen, if you want to have a female James Bond, call it something else and make the movie. Just call it something else and make it basically a carbon copy of James Bond with a woman. Just call it something else. That's what you do. Laura Croft is out there. You've got the female Indiana Jones already. Just do another one of those movies.
Right. And like Danny said earlier, they don't care about the fans, because if you did, these silly notions they wouldn't even be possible. Like, because then you're talking about irritating your core fan base by doing something that's silly and unwarranted. It's so unnecessary to do that.
Mm-hmm. I want to thank Brittany Jackson, one of the best mod going today. Thank you for being here. She always supports us. Trying to see if anybody else like the same. K Dot's in there. Thank you, K Dots. He said for Venom 2, I'm sure to hear just for the Carnage Venom fight to way too bootlegging it.
I'm with you, K Dot. I'm bootlegging this motherfucker too. I have no choice, but I'm bootlegging it too.
Bootleg Venom 2 only here for the action scene. For the trailer, this story doesn't look all that good. The story with him biting was I'm trying to see how that ends. I'm kind of curious about that.
Yeah.
Dandelion Fluff, thanks for joining us. Eden Gents in chat. Nice to see you. And she said, don't we already have a Tomb Raider? That is correct.
That's what I'm saying, is that's a horrible idea. We can discuss that. I'll put that on as a topic on Wednesday, or Anzo can have that. I'd love to talk about that, but it's not part of the topics today. So
do not let the wheel fall on that.
Who says I won't make it the final five?
Oh God. Please don't. Question 2. The Disney's What If series has now had 2 pretty dark episodes back to back. Do you think this may be a new direction Disney's dabbling with? Or do you think it will spill over into the live action movies? Anybody wants to go first? If you need the question repeat, I can read it again if you want it repeated.
No, I don't think they're gonna go into the movies as much as I would like them to do some darker stuff in the movies. I just don't see them going that far with it. You know what I mean? Like we got zombies and heads chopping off and stuff like that, and I think it's okay for them to do it in a cartoon, but for them to try something like that in real life in a movie, I'd love it. Don't get me wrong. I'd fucking love it, man. You give me some like dark shit, I'll be like, yeah, I'm down for that, but I don't see it happening. I really don't.
Terrence, what do you think?
Yeah, when it comes to the What If series, I have been enjoying it, and specifically episode 4 and 5. They're a little darker than the other ones, and someone can argue that it's darker than anything we've seen in the MCU. But when it comes to their movies, there is a formula and a cadence for a reason. So that has proven to bring them the money. So to stray away from that would be risky, even though I would argue because of their established fame, you could pull off anything and you're still going to get your core audience showing up no matter what. You might have to leave a couple of the kids behind, but the adults that are watching, I believe they'll show up. But I don't think that they're going to start redirecting it to where their material will be dark. I still have to wait and see what they do with characters like Punisher and Blade and Moon Knight and Ghost Rider. So until I see that in live action and it has a dark, brutal nature about it, I don't believe that they're going to make this makeshift change in the direction of how they present their content in relation to their movies. I would love that because I've read plenty of Marvel comics and they're not all supposed to be goofy, family oriented stuff, especially when you get into the darker characters like some of the ones I mentioned. So sometimes it's best to adjust your material for the sake of what would be better for the character. But when you're talking about money being involved, humans usually don't want to mess with their money. They get really scared when it comes to that. So I think they're going to introduce darker, serious characters and put them in goofy environments is what's going to happen.
I would hope they don't do that either, man, because that's, like I said, I like some of the stuff that Marvel does, but I think when it comes to like their comedy, it goes a little bit too far, and if they're gonna go dark, I want them to go dark, and I don't want silly shit if they're gonna do dark stuff. That's just me.
Right. Let it they have they're afraid to let their audience sit with something that's really dark to where they're moving uncomfortably in their seats. They'll let them sit with it for maybe 2 minutes, and then right after that, there's going to be something extremely hopeful and makes you laugh, so you don't have to reflect on something that just happened when you should be, which would give the story more impact. It's all in the ways of your storytelling. I mean, you could still obviously make good movies and shows without it being too dark, as some humans would say, but it's not really about that. It's about if you commit to presenting a character or a certain story point, I think that if you follow through with that and not be ashamed of it and not be afraid of it, you'll benefit more in the long run, because then your story will have more substance to it.
Okay. Chris, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't eventually. They just got to find a formula that allows it to happen. We know that Deadpool's going to be rated R, and while that's dark, it's comedic dark. It's just kind of in the nature, so it comes off more lighthearted, I guess. But in like both movies, I mean, there's been a couple moments when you hear what they say and you're like, oh, wow, that's kind of creepy dark. So they're going to venture in that direction, but if they've done it in What If, and they've done it and I do think these are kind of dark. I don't know why, if you're willing to do it here, literally showing zombies eating people, or not necessarily absolutely showing it, but definitely insinuating somebody cut off T'Challa's leg to feed it to somebody else. I mean, you can't dance around that they were very blatantly telling you what was going on. If they're going to do it in a cartoon and something that quote unquote is for kids, if you think these are dark, then they should have no issues going to dark in the movies. I don't know how dark it actually is when you get down to the nitty gritty of it, but if we're talking about the cartoonish dark like this, I don't know why Disney wouldn't get that way with it. I mean, Night on Bald Mountain and Fantasia, there's some dark stuff in that. And that's back from the, whenever 40s, whatever. I mean, Disney's not afraid to be dark. Black Cauldron was another one.
It wasn't
the Black Hole.
Wasn't Maleficent kind of dark?
I haven't seen that, so I can't say
that. Okay, but okay, like Maleficent, like it had some dark stuff in it, but I feel like if someone's gonna say we're doing dark stuff, I have to ask, well, what do you mean by dark? Is it your color palette? Is it what your characters are doing and saying? Because I would tell them, like, when you tell me that you're going to do dark, mature stuff, I'm like, are you talking about Spawn and Punisher dark? Or are you talking about you just tweak the color palettes and then you show someone died and then you'll like have some jokes? Like, there's a difference.
Okay, like Jungle Book and Lion King. Those are not dark Disney products. But I think if you have to use the word dark, I would say Maleficent. I would say Cruella. Things along those lines.
I can agree with that in terms of the comparison, right? But I still think that those examples are still very friendly to families, even with the darkness that's there.
I'm just saying, but they're mainly what's the word? They mainly gravitate. They're in the same stratosphere as darkness, I would think, for a Disney product. I don't think they're going to get any darker than that. Because
right, that's I agree.
But I guess if you had to use the word dark and you had to list 2 or 3 movies, those first 2 come to my mind based on the character and based on I knew what she really thought about those dogs and that kind of stuff. And so I mean I don't know. And also a lot of people love to categorize DC movies, like especially their cartoons. Like the one that comes to mind is Apocalypse War. Man, they kill Wonder Woman, Aquaman, all that stuff. I don't think Disney ready to do that. They probably didn't
they're not going to do that.
You saw they got dusted. The only person that they killed in a violent manner that I can remember in the MCU was Loki. Thanos snapped his neck. But even the snap wasn't. Snapping, that wasn't violent. I mean,
the snap was sad, right?
Yeah,
like it was very sad, and humans.
But it wasn't violent,
right? The only reason that humans were crying is because they had attachments to the character, but it wasn't to the degree where the person would necessarily have to turn away. Like the images are so haunting. Like it's nothing to the degree of like Shazam getting ripped in half or Aquaman getting his arms ripped off and stuff like you're not going to have that.
Mm-hmm. Only thing that, I lied because Thor cut off Thanos' head. So, I mean,
yeah, that he did. You're right.
He did, but notice, the way that Thor did that though, it was done in a way that's tasteful because it didn't show you anything. It's just only enough for you to know that he chopped off his head. So that's why I'm saying, like, when someone is doing something or they're presenting it, I think in the way that they do it will determine what type of dark it is. Because sometimes you want to show stuff so that way they can go, wow, that happened. And then some stuff you cut away from to leave for imagination. But when you get to the brutal, hardcore dark stuff, you need to see those things.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I mean, because like Thor did that, and we pretty much saw Gamora jumped her, but he threw her. And we didn't see her screaming and stuff, but she was splat at the end.
That's what I'm saying is that there's a cartoonish dark here. Listen, you look at how these are shot. Yes, they're dark, but they're Disney dark. They are very much Disney dark. They go just far enough that if you like dark, your mind does the rest of the work. Again, they don't actually show anybody getting ate in this last episode, but you hear the crunch, you hear the rips, you hear this stuff. And Disney knows that sometimes you don't have to show something to get the point across. It's the sound engineering, it's a lot of other things that go into it, and Disney's willing to give you the experience and the feel, and your mind does the rest. I don't think Disney's afraid to do that. They, like you said, they showed him cutting Thanos' head off. There was no hiding that. They have their moments where they're willing to take chances when it comes to Marvel properties. The thing is Disney has to take a few more chances. They have to be willing that if they get a hold of Venom, that they go darker, that they're willing to go darker. Listen, this is a company that with Buena Vista, the first movie they did with Buena Vista was Down Out in Beverly Hills. This shows sex. This shows all sorts of crap. And when people found out the Buena Vista, why they didn't know, because they were using the same thing, the same logo, except it just said Buena Vista instead of Disney or Walt Disney. When they found out, they were like, "Oh my God, Disney's released this."
There's a word for that, though. There's one word for that. It's called safe. They will play it safe because
but they'll take it enough.
Right, but that's what I'm saying though. Like when you have whole families going, like I'm gonna take little Johnny, and little Johnny is 5, and little Tiffany, and she's 10. The movie ain't that dark if parents are willing to do that. Like the real dark, brutal movies, what you're gonna have is some parents going, you know what? I don't think we can let the kids watch this. That's the difference.
I agree.
Good deal. Question number 3. Matrix 4 is coming out the same month as Spider-Man, No Way Home. Do you think the fact that Matrix is going to be on HBO Max, I do believe, and Spider-Man will get a 45-day grace period from Disney, will it hurt Spider-Man's box office numbers at all? Do you think there's enough of intrigue, enough of interest that people may support? Because Christmas time, man, that's the year I think families usually want to go out together and kind of, I know my family does. Every Christmas used to go to movies and stuff. So do you think that the Matrix coming out, I think December 22nd, I'm not sure when Spider-Man coming out, do you think it's going to hurt Spider-Man at all, or it'll be fine?
I don't think it's going to hurt Spider-Man. I really don't. For one, it's coming on HBO Max too at the same time, right? And a lot of people who looked at the last couple of Matrix and weren't really happy with them will probably sit and watch it on HBO Max rather than to go to the theater for it. So, I think Spider-Man's going to be just fine. At first, I was like, yeah, it might, but Spider-Man's going to be just fine.
I think it'll be fine. I think they'll both do what they do. I don't know. I don't think the Matrix is going to hurt Spider-Man. It appeals to different people. While they're both, I guess, a sci-fi-ish genre, Spider-Man is a comic book. The Matrix is a visual experience in a sense. I think while there are people who will go to both, there's people like LDG who prefers to just screw Marvel and say, Marvel sucks, and then he'll go watch The Matrix 4. So you got the people that are in both ways. Some people hated the last 2 Matrix movies, so they won't go and even bother with The Matrix. So I don't think that there's going to be, I think whatever the numbers are, neither one's going to hurt the other. That's what I think.
I agree.
I don't know. I think Spider-Man is going to do fine because Sony is going to definitely help. Or Marvel, that's going to be a symbiotic relationship. They're going to help each other. But I think if Mitch is good, I think word of mouth is going to cut into maybe a little bit, not maybe enough to even pays attention, but I think people be like, okay, those people that does have, so to speak, superhero fatigue might want to see something different. And if word of mouth comes back good on this, I think it could be competitive. I think it'll be one or two. One gonna be one gonna be two. I'm not sure which one is which now. Traditionally, you think Spider-Man would be one, but I don't know how. I don't know if it'll hold that spot. I don't know.
The only reason why I would say it really won't is because of the HBO Max thing. That's the big issue.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I Love Food has a good point there. Spider-Man, more a family movie. Matrix is more of an adult date night.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a few points that need to be made. Number one, The Matrix, the first installment is one of the best movies ever made. Like that movie is what you would refer to as an intellectual movie, as it had a great tendency to call out a lot of the weak-minded humans in real life and present it in a way that was entertaining and unique, which is a very difficult thing to pull off when you're trying to educate humans at the same time. But then the sequels got progressively worse to where it fell away from the intellectual aspects that made it great. And then they doubled down on cool action, but there wasn't a whole lot of substance. And then that third movie was just so terrible that I wanted to turn into an agent myself. I was like, man, fuck this. So because of that, there will be a sense of hesitancy, but it has been a while since that atrocious third installment. So there could be like a low key, like humans are like excited to possibly return to form, as they like to say, with the fourth installment. But then when you look at Spider-Man, he is 100% the GOAT of Marvel. He has been for decades. Like when you look at the top selling comic books of all time, only three of them are Marvel. Spider-Man is number one, then X-Men, then Captain America. So that already comes with a sea of fans. And Spider-Man has been firmly established in live action, which each actor who has played Spider-Man, they come with their own legion of fans. So Spider-Man, I feel, will not be affected by anything really, like in relation to movies. So I think that he will do just fine. There's a high level of anticipation for, seeing the different Spider-Men and the different villains and just all the possibilities for just a level of epicness that, if my mind is correct, is just going to be way better than Endgame. But like, again, the execution needs to be a certain way. But just because all those things are rattling through the minds of Spider-Man fans and Marvel fans, that alone is going to get a sea of humans to pay attention to the movie.
What I'm concerned about is, I don't know whether Marvel is trolling us or not, in particular Andrew Garfield, because he keeps saying, I'm not going to be in this movie. I'm not going to be in this movie. And I really feel that if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield is not in this movie, Marvel does something and goes a different direction, that's going to turn a lot of fans off. So if you get turned off fans and people are already ready to jump shit on every little thing, because that's not my Spider-Man, that's not this, not that. So unless whatever the idea they have, if it's not that idea, I think it may turn some fans off, especially if it's not good as there's not going to be a Sinister Six. They keep talking, are they going to have a Sinister Six? I don't know what Kevin Feige or what whoever's calling the shots or directing this movie may or may not do. But if from what I'm hearing on a lot of other YouTubers, I'm hearing the different streams is that fans are going to be pissed off if all three Spider-Mans aren't in this movie. And unless Andrew Garfield is trolling us, he is continuously saying, I'm not in this movie, I'm not in this movie. Which I don't know. I would like to see all three of them in there. I don't want to see any of them die. But we've already seen that leaked footage. And if it's like the leaked footage now, that movie is going to be fire. But if it's not, they go a different direction, then I don't know.
I can't guarantee anything, but I think that the last interview that I saw Andrew Garfield in, when he was talking about whatever his recent movie that's going to be coming out, when the interviewer asked him about if he's going to be in the film, he smiled and then he like shrugged it off and he's like, oh, I haven't had any conversations. So, I tend to pay attention to the body language and facial cues of humans, and I feel like he might be under contract to deny it, because where you are now is that you have a lot of humans that think that he's going to be in the movie. And then you have some that are like, I'm not sure. So I think that to not have him in the movie and to not have Toby would just be ridiculous. And then you would have to really present a good movie, because it's one thing for you to go, okay, you just misled and irritated the fans, but at least you have a good movie. And then if you do that and the movie is bad. So I think I'm just going to say it as I've said it before. Like, I think Andrew's going to be in there. I think Toby's going to be in there. I think a teaser for Miles Morales is going to be in there, since he comes from the multiverse anyway. I think they're going to do a bunch of really cool things. And then if it's not any of the cool things that any number of humans have been talking about, then it's going to be a sea of something else, which could maybe work out to their benefit. Because it's like, imagine if all the shit that humans have been talking about is not in the movie, and then you're just surprise, and you just don't really know what to focus on when you're talking to humans about the film. So I really think that the execution is important, but I think Andrew's going to be in there. But if not, that's fine. I just want to see a good movie.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. If they're not in it, they're not in it. Like I said, I just want to see a good movie. I'm not going to put my hopes up. I think they're going to be in it, but if they're not, I could care less, as long as the movie's good.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to what Terrence said. I think that if they're not, it's going to hurt that movie, because they've built... Listen, when you hear they're going to be in it, and you hear they're going to be in it, and you hear they're going to be in it, there's leaks of photos that now have pretty much been confirmed as real, and the only one you can't tell really is it Tobey Maguire. The other one is quite obviously Andrew Garfield, and it came with a 30 second clip. I can't remember whatever. They took a screen grab of it. That's what you saw first, and then this video started circulating of that screen grab, and the screen grab itself has been copyright struck, not claimed. It's been copyright struck on multiple channels. So that leads me to believe that, yes, Andrew Garfield's in there. The other Spider-Man in there looks like raised webbing, which would be Tobey Maguire's. There's a lot of things pointing to it. So now, if they're not in it, not everybody, because Anzo, I understand. If it's a good movie, I'm with you. If it's a good movie, I don't necessarily have to have in there. Would it be awesome? Yes. I don't care. 5 seconds of each. I don't care. But a large majority of people want to see both of these guys in it, and it would hurt it, because as soon as it gets out there, as soon as somebody goes and watches it, they're going to be like, yeah, man, I thought they were going to be in it, they weren't, and that circulates. So those people who want them in it now aren't so inclined to go. They might wait. They may not go at all. They might have Onzo vision. Who knows? Those are the things that determine that. I don't know what the percentage is. Maybe we can run a poll and find out. The percentage of people who would be disappointed if they're not in it. But again, I don't think, to go back to the question itself, I don't think that Matrix is going to hurt Spider-Man, and I don't think Spider-Man's going to hurt Matrix. I think they're both different enough, and they're going to garner their own attention in their own way.
And also, we should not discount the recent popularity of the John Wick films, because those humans that saw that some of them are going to go over into the Matrix by default. So there's that too.
Mm-hmm. Matrix has its following, and Matrix will be fine. It will. I don't think it's going to hurt Spider-Man. And I also think that even if Andrew Garfield and them aren't in it, I still don't think it's going to hurt Spider-Man that much either.
No, me neither. I still 100% stick
if they don't
by
have them in there, they better have a
Spider-Man.
hell of a story. That's all I'm going to say.
Right. I mean,
the
that's
story
true.
is mediocre and they're not in there, then it's going to hurt Marvel, I think, in the long run. Because
right.
for whatever reason they hyped it up to be something and they didn't deliver, and that may have fans a little gun shy of the next project.
Right. Yeah, no, I get all that. That's what I was saying. There's so many variables as to what could, help or destroy this film, but it already has its legs in the door because it's Spider-Man. I think it'll be fine no matter what.
I think they make a mistake too. They got a movie out in September, October, November, and December. That's just
Yeah, but you know what? It tells you where they were. It tells you where they're willing to stop, because it tells you what they had planned, and they're trying to catch up. Because guess what? No Way Home comes up. The next one that comes out, you know what it is?
should be Doctor Strange in February.
It's Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, and it's not coming out to March. So they're giving it 3 months, and that leads me even more to believe that they're going to connect the two and just jump from like a cliffhanger and then jump into the other one. That's honestly, I believe that's what's going to happen. But they're giving it 3 months, so they're smart. That 45-day period is a month and a half before it goes on Disney Plus. By that time, they'll garner the rest they'll garner the rest of the interest from people who haven't gone out. This movie is going to rely on two things majorly. One, if all 3 Spider-Men are in it, it'll be a knockout out of the park, because it doesn't matter. The storyline doesn't have to be like absolutely great. If it's just Tom Holland, got it. If it's just Tom Holland, that story's got to be really on point. Even if they're using the other characters from the other ones, if that's all they do. I think this movie's fine. I think this movie's going to make it.
I
I'm
think
with
they only
Terrence.
dropped just that one trailer, right? There hasn't been a second trailer. So
No, there hasn't.
No.
Information states that they're going to show the Sinister Six, all of them,
yeah,
in the next one.
they only dropped the one trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And
I love
So yeah, they just dropped the one, right?
Yeah.
So-
yes,
Can you not hear us? Terrence. Hello?
Maybe you can't hear us.
Yeah.
No.
Oh wait, okay, yeah, I hear you guys. I got you. Okay. So
okay.
I was gonna say that if that last part of the second trailer, if it has like the 3 Spider-Men, I think that would destroy the internet. I'm telling you now.
Probably will.
Shit. The end of the short, we saw that fan made.
I think the next one. I think the next one shows the Sinister Six, like I've heard. And Danny, you've started watching the Everything Always channel, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
The guy has decent information, and I'm telling you right now, that guy's in good with Disney.
Yeah,
he
I don't
is,
know
because they send him tickets.
He's in there, but he's in good with both of them. He's in good with DC, and he's good with fucking Disney.
And he hasn't gotten everything right, but after the fact, a lot of stuff has come out that it was supposed to happen and it didn't. For instance, the WandaVision stuff, he was almost on point with everything in WandaVision, and then they cut parts out of it, and then it came out after the fact that, what he was saying was true. So this guy's got some good information. Now, I think he's a simp for Disney. Sorry, he is. I mean, because he's always talking Disney.
Because all he fucking do is give away damn fucking PlayStation 4s.
I know.
But, yeah, somebody's giving that human a whole lot of money.
Yeah, they are. And here's the thing. I think it's Disney. I think Disney's got some. I think they got him on a hook. But I will say this: he's got a lot of information. Saying to him, the next trailer's all going to be Sinister Six. It's going to show the Sinister Six, and then I'd say probably about 2 to 3 weeks before the the actual movie drops, they might do something that shows the other two Spider-Men in a very, very, very brief way. Because you don't want to give anything unless it's like it shows all three of them like coming down, you know, like in that Spider-Man way. After they come off the web, they all drop down and all say, "Hey," you know, or what, you know, they're like that key, like witty Peter Parker, whatever. If they all did like the same line and it was like in unison, and that right there, that was the last part of the last trailer. It's over. This movie is the movie of 2021. This movie will definitely, I would say, at least 500 million, which, and that's bad. But in these times, I have to keep on saying this. In these times, people don't understand, when you're getting 300 million, you're doing well right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not going to get the box office like we did, Jesus Christ, 2.5 years ago. If this movie hits 500 million, it is a $1 billion movie. It's just not going to get it because of where we're at with the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, like I've seen the top 21 films of 2021. The highest grossing one is some Asian movie that I haven't even heard of, is like over 800 million. So it is possible for you to get up there, but the word of mouth would have to be crazy. Because then you would have to be able to beat that one. You would have to be able to beat Fast 9. So if those kinds of films,
Fast 9's the big
bring
one
in
right
the
now,
audience,
isn't it?
there's no reason.
Yeah, I think Fast 9 is
Fast
the biggest one.
The last
think
time I
America
checked,
made
it was
it.
way over 600 million.
Yeah.
So, and you know, it was just a theater release. So like when you compare, you know, other theater releases, and it's like, okay, if you got a film that has multiple Spider-Men, and you're telling me that it can't beat Dominic Toretto and his whole family model, that's going to be very interesting.
It should, but again, this is I think Disney and Marvel has led up to this movie. This is the movie that they're going to give the time to creep up on you, and then, oh my God, it's here. And then they're going to give it enough time between this one and the next one. Because normal release time for a movie is about 3 months, and they're going to give it that 3 months. And so this is the first one where we're going to actually have a break between these two movies. For what has been, you know, like almost once a month we've gotten a Marvel movie recently. They're going to give it a break now. They're going to give it 3 months. And I think that's because they're getting to the point now where they're like, okay, we can slowly start to pull back the reins a little bit. They're getting Hawkeye out. They're getting some of this other stuff out. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, like I've always taken in consideration all the different variables, but at certain points, you know, you do have to realize that certain things cannot be used indefinitely in the ways of excuses, especially when there are examples to the contrary. So I think that Spider-Man is the one that's going to do it, that's going to get up there to that 600 million. Again, if other movies can do it, it should be able to do it as well, especially with everything that is supposedly in the movie.
Okay, final question. Well, not final, but we've got a bonus question with the Hawkeye. But fourth question. In a recent video made by YouTuber Michael Roman of Everything Always, he talks about the upcoming Black Panther 2 movie. He says instead of Iron Man or Avengers movies having an origin story for Ironheart, it will be introduced to the Black Panther 2 movie. It looks from the video footage that he showed that Shuri's character will discover and possibly mentor her. I think her name is Riri Williams. If that is the case, would you be excited to see that, or would you rather see it the way it came out of comic books, where Iron Man is actually her mentor, or his AIS? Who wants to start first?
Go ahead.
What are you asking again, really quick? I'm sorry, Hansa.
I was saying that they're going to introduce Ironheart based on what Everything Always guy Michael Roman said, and that instead of it being like the comic book where it went through Iron Man, she's like an MIT brainchild like he was, and he kind of caught wind of it, and that's when he went there and demonstrate that crazy thing he did in Age of Ultron. No, in Civil War, I think it was, because he was kind of investigating her according to the comic book. But in this one, since Iron Man is dead, it looks like he showed clips of it. They're filming in Atlanta, where Shuri is chasing or being chased by police because she is surveilling Riri Williams, who is going to be the Ironheart, and Riri, according to him, is going to make her version of the Mark One. My question, having had all this information, is: would you rather see it like they did in the comic books, where Iron Man does it and becomes he is her AI for her suit, or are you going to like to see it with the way they're doing it now, where I believe Shuri is going to be her mentor?
So this is the plot for Black Panther 2, or just a segment within it?
Black Panther 2 is going to be part of it. Namor is supposed to be the protagonist.
Forever?
I mean, Wakanda Forever. What I'm saying, Black Panther 2. That they're going to be in MIT. You know, in the first one, they bought all that property in California, wherever, and then Shuri and Black Panther go back there, and they open up the Wakanda Institute for whatever. Well, the way I understand the clip when I saw it today, he was saying that she's going to, I guess, be either in MIT or a part of that Wakandan learning center or whatever they built. And that that Shuri is going to realize her potential and kind of be watching her and see what she's doing. And she's going to develop her version of the Mach 1. And it may be made of partially vibranium or some stuff that she's taking. She's getting bits and pieces of it and putting it together, kind of like how Tony Stark did in the cave. Man, my question is, are you interested in seeing this version of it, or would you prefer to see the comic book version where Tony kind of his AI is her mentor and she goes through that?
I honestly, Danny, I don't care for the Riri Williams character. I've always thought she had boring comic books. You know, you got this, like, she's not even an original character. Like, she's a tokenized version of Tony. Like, you're talking about a character where she stole equipment from MIT to reverse engineer Iron Man tech. Like, I don't care about her character. So hopefully when she's, or whatever's supposed to be happening with her in Black Panther 2, I hope that's a small segment. I don't want to see that for like half the movie. I'd rather them focus on Shuri, who, in my opinion, is a much better character than Riri Williams, if I'm gonna be honest. And then focus on Shuri and the whole stuff with Namor. I want to see more of that. That's how I feel about it.
Let me quickly give you a quick synopsis of
and then in terms of
Michael Roman was basically saying that Shuri's going to be the next Black Panther. Not sure how she's going to get the heart-shaped herb. Not sure whether she's going to synthesize it. I don't know how, because unless they show some other heart-shaped herb field that we didn't see, Killmonger destroyed everything that they had. So either they're going to do that, she's going to synthesize it some kind of way, or maybe T'Challa relinquish it or something. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do that. Or maybe she's going to go through the Panther God and get her powers that way. So I don't know how they're going to do that.
I have an idea on the whole, this is Shuri going to mentor Ironheart, whatnot. What if, for some reason, it's going to be Riri?
Yes, Riri Williams.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So if it's her, what if while at MIT, she hacks something that breaks in to the AI that Tony has? And that Tony, and this is, again, I've mentioned that there is a good chance that in the right circumstances, with quick, easy bits to make, that
Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, right. Thank you, Robert. I don't know why I had Howard Stern's name in my head and I knew that was wrong. But Robert Downey Jr., if he could do quick parts of it, what if he breaks into the AI and that Tony Stark, the AI version, talks to her and decides that perhaps sending her to Wakanda to basically recreate the Iron Man suit and continue that because he believes that Iron Man now is more than him. It's a symbol because of what he did. He believes now it's a symbol. It's an important part of the Avengers, and the Avengers need that. What if they did something like that where he is kind of a mentor to her and that she can click on that AI anytime, or that's what's in her ear, but Shuri helps develop the technology?
And how much time of the movie is that supposed to take up? Because that sounds like a lot. That sounds like better suited for.
Is Wakanda Forever supposed to be the next Black Panther movie? Is that what they're calling it, or is that supposed to be a series?
No. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is the title of the upcoming.
How much of the movie? Yeah. I don't know. It depends on how much of it they want to do this to. Or perhaps you make her in there and she's, I don't know. Like I said, it's an idea. And it doesn't have to be that much of the movie.
Let me tell the humans this that are listening. Look, this is, let's just say Riri Williams is in there for like, I don't know, like 20 minutes, which is already too much. There's a possibility that you're going to have a situation where the live action adaptation is 100% better than the comic books, because her and Carol Danvers Captain Marvel are in the same trash category. I 100% hope that if they truly are going to keep her in this movie, that they make her a good character, because she's not.
I think that this is it. Well,
it's not okay. Okay, first of all, how can you say that sounds sexist when I just complimented another female character, which is Shuri?
I just said it, bro.
I don't disagree
I'm just
with
saying like that.
I was going to say I don't disagree with Terrence on that.
I'm just saying that people are going to say it sounds sexist. Well, I'm saying I don't give a rat's ass one way or the other.
If you don't want it to be sexist, come up with a better character.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just being honest, right? Like, I'm excited to see She-Hulk because she's actually a good character. Riri Williams is a trash character, as is Carol Danvers. It's not about their gender, and it's not even about their race. It's about the character in the comic books is fucking trash, like straight up.
Okay. Well, just playing devil's advocate, because these two things I really don't care about. You're saying about Indiana Jones being a female and James Bond being a female. If the movie is done well and they kick ass, who cares?
If they do it well, that's great. I would love to see Riri Williams done good, because she has.
I'm not talking about Riri. I'm talking about those two examples I just used now. Earlier, y'all said that would be a bad decision, awful. So I'm just using that to kind of point out why I was saying it could be perceived that the sex is that like a woman couldn't be Indiana Jones, or a woman couldn't play James Bond.
Okay, like, even beforehand, Danny, of course, I understand your thoughts. I'm just merely addressing the humans that are listening. So It's like, it's not so much that they can't as much as it is that it's forced and silly. Like, there's no reason for you to place them in a position where they are already at a disadvantage and they can't shine, instead of giving them their own material to work with. Why can't she be another agent? You know what I mean? Like, why does she need to be in that position where that is inherently a white British male? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, she would shine better in her own light. I'm always coming at it from a perspective of, like, how about you show some respect
to
the characters?
But sometimes it works because the Equalizer was a white British male. The first Equalizer was a white British male. The show was a hit. I think his name was Edward Woodard, if I'm not mistaken. Then,
I remember that.
Denzel Washington took over it. And some people argue that Denzel Washington's version was better.
It's also a movie, though. Let's be honest. That was movie versus TV show, but I liked them both.
Okay, but
let me flip it back. Now, Queen Latifah's playing it. And at first, there were people saying, oh, this shit is going to be trash. I was one of them. I watched it. The movie ain't, the television show isn't trash. Is it good as the first one? Well, that's your opinion. But I'm saying, to me, I watched the whole damn series. Could she be better? Yeah. But is it like trash? I'm like, oh my God, this is. It wasn't.
Okay, but to be fair though, right? Denzel Washington is one of the best actors of all time. If they're telling me they're gonna put him in anything, that will automatically make me look at the project different because of the caliber of actor that he is. Like, as to where most of the time when they just decide to do these little changes and stuff that they know are risky, I'm like, like, can that person pull that off? It's like, you got to see the movie first. With Denzel, like, when everybody heard that he was going to be the new Equalizer, humans were like, yo, that's fucking Denzel Washington. He about to fuck some shit up. Remember the Book of Eli? Like, they already knew what was up. So it's like, to me, that's a little bit different. But I'm just saying, like, I want whatever the material it is that I'm going to watch, I want it to be good. I want the actor and the actress, I want them to shine. I want them to have good stuff. And I don't want them to be in their positions simply for the only reason of making money and trying to check off their little boxes, trying to indicate that they care about any of the individuals that they're talking about in their articles, because they don't.
I got you. Chris, you see you got to go? You want to go ahead and shout out?
Yeah, I got to wrap some stuff up. I got to get my laundry finished and other things. So, but are we talking about Hawkeye too, real quick? Or
yeah, we were.
I mean, I can stay for like maybe 5 more minutes or so.
Today, the Hawkeye trailer came out on Disney Plus. I don't know if I asked that all of us watch it. I don't know. I did watch it. Alfonso told me. This is a show that I really wasn't looking forward to. After seeing it, I'm still not really super, super excited about it, but I am going to watch it. So much of the fact that I went out and I will tell everybody I'm going to be doing the roundtable for that particular show. So if we're going to do it, I'll be doing two rounds, one on a Saturday and one on a Sunday. But I thought it was okay. Maybe I got to see a little bit more to get me more excited. But I see you get that Marvel humor to it. Some of the things they're going back and forth. So I'm remotely interested. But I got to see another trailer to get more interested. So, Chris, so you got to go. What do you think? What are your thoughts on it?
I don't know. I mean, this just looks like it almost looks like it's rushed. I don't see any substance to it. I just see it as a handoff movie. There was kind of a point behind, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. There was we kind of knew where it was going to end up, but there was a point behind that. I'm not really sure what they're trying to do here because I guess they're trying to get rid of Hawkeye and switch it over to this girl. And unfortunately, that does have the feelings of, look, a woman can do it better. Hawkeye's supposed to be this perfect shot every time. There's only been a couple times that he's missed, and it's for certain circumstances. But this one's supposed to be that much better. Right? I don't know. I don't like that. That's the only reason why you would do it. Maybe I need to see another teaser or something. I'll watch it. It just seems like there's going to be this kind of like dad figure mentor thing of bringing her along and trying to hide it from the family almost and stuff like that, which doesn't seem really something like what he would do. The only reason why he went out and he did the what was the Ronin? Ronin. Yeah, the only reason why he did that was because, well, his family was gone. And so the whole idea of him purposely trying to get somebody started on that path seems a little out of his character, in my opinion. But I mean, I'll watch it. I'll give it a chance. We'll see how it is. But the handoff movie in this point doesn't really seem to have much of a point. at least watching this first teaser trailer. But I'll give it a chance.
Okay, Chris. But since you're about to leave, I want you to hear this because ever since that Hawkeye trailer has come out, right? I've been hearing various opinions, a lot of which share your own. But the thing is, when it comes to Kate Bishop, the female that you see in that trailer, that is Hawkeye's protege. He's supposed to help her reach the Hawkeye mantle. Now, the character Hawkeye has been terribly underused in the entire MCU. It's crazy how underused he is. But it's like with his show, you can focus on him more in a way that they just haven't done with the movies. He's been a background character. And like what happens is because there's a big history with her and, you know, her mother going off believed to be dead. And then her wealthy father, like not really caring about her existence because he's focused on making money. She gets kidnapped and she gets rescued by the Avengers and she takes a liking to them. And then Hawkeye agrees to mentor her to pass the mantle over to her. So when I saw the trailer, that's exactly what I saw. And I even saw her messing up, falling off of buildings and stuff. And he's going to be there to help her. So by the end of it, I don't know if he's going to die or not, but it could be that by the end, he's like, you know what? You know, you're the new Hawkeye. I'm away from the Avengers and the Avengers need another Hawkeye. And when it comes to archery, I mean, unless you the Green Arrow, I mean, Hawkeye is, you know, the next thing you can get if you want to be a badass, you know, whether it be with the bow and arrows or hand-to-hand combat. So
I understand that, and I do believe what he'll do is he'll hand it off to her, and then he's going to retire and just go to his family. That's kind of what I feel like they're going to do. I don't think they would kill him off. Maybe they would. I don't know.
That would be messed up if they do.
I think the time to kill him off was to get the stone. That was the time. If you're going to kill this character off, that was when you should have done it. If you're not going to do it then,
right.
I don't think you do it now. It's pointless now. Why would you kill him off now? But I'm just saying that I understand exactly how it worked. And I know that is, for lack of a better word, pretty much canon how it happens. I just don't really know. I don't know why you make this whole series about that. I mean, maybe it's better than I think.
The timing of it is odd, right? Like the placement of it because the character hasn't been developed. I get that, and I did notice that straight off, right? It's like you don't use him, and all of a sudden he has a show, and he's clearly passing the mantle off to Kate Bishop. Now, while she's a cool character, here's what I don't want to see when I watch the show. I don't want to see him missing every shot all of a sudden, like he's just some average Joe that works at the grocery store, and somehow she's hitting the most difficult shots, but he's supposed to be training her. Like, I don't want to see that. Like, if I see them working together, they complement each other, there's a real bond that's there where you believe wholeheartedly that he wants her to be the next Hawkeye, I'm going to love that. You should never present your female characters in a way that the only reason that they're badass and cool is because the male characters are stupid and incompetent. You're never supposed to do that. You don't sacrifice a character to elevate another. You're supposed to elevate them both at the same time.
Yeah. To your point, though, the whole thing of when Falcon was using the shield and learning how to throw it and use it to rebound off of objects and how to catch it and all that. That was a good moment in that series because it really showed that he wasn't fully capable of using that shield the way that the shield has been used in the past. So I liked seeing that. They showed something similar to her failing, and it could be a quick little Rocky montage type thing. It doesn't have to take a long time. But if you show her going from I'm not as good as I should be and getting better and better and better, that's good. I do want to see that. I do not want the I don't want her just to have everything right there. I don't want her to be a Mary Sue. I don't. If you build her up in this series and he's the one doing it, that's great, because you've made a great point. Hawkeye has been severely underused, and he's a great character they should have done more with.
Yeah, I mean, for somebody that don't have no powers, I mean, he's beast. Like characters like him, Green Arrow, Punisher, Batman, they ain't got no superpowers, but a lot of their feats are more impressive than people with powers because people with powers, you expect them to do that shit. Like these human-esque characters, they have to use their wit, their willpower, and just this crazy discipline to even fight amongst these godlike characters. That's what makes them very impressive.
Yeah. What you think, Alzo?
I saw the trailer, didn't like it, wasn't impressed. I'll watch it, but I was just like, man, I'm not interested. No.
All right, Chris. We appreciate it,
All
man.
right, sorry, guys.
Peace out, Chris.
Tomorrow night.
Take it easy, all right, man?
Yeah.
All right, late.
It's
Guys,
Marvel.
be safe.
So, yeah, peace out, Chris.
Later.
It's Marvel, so I'll watch Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
But I saw the trailer. I was like, nothing special.
I got you. I'm kind of on the same boat with you, bro. But like I said, I think it may have the potential to be good. So I'm going to try and give it a chance. Hopefully, the round table will kind of breathe some energy into it. So we'll see.
I'm not too far away from you guys. Like for me, just maybe a little step higher in terms of like I thought it was cool, but not necessarily special. Like I do like certain creative ways that they were using Hawkeye and Kate Bishop. Like there were a couple scenes where I thought they complemented each other with the action, even though it was kind of showing you different things out of context. So I think it has the potential to be good, but I mean we have to wait and see. I think I'll have a better grasp on how I truly feel about it if we get another trailer. I get a better idea, but no matter what, though, I'll watch it because it's Marvel, and I hope that they put some respect on Hawkeye, and and I hope that Kate Bishop is a good character. I mean, that'd be unfortunate if they don't do her justice because she is cool.
Yeah. K-Dot said a Black Panther sequel without T'Challa as the lead, this movie would be a flop. They should have pushed the film back 2 or 3 years, then decide to recast. Well, listen to that guy today. He said definitely that Kevin Feige and what's the guy that wrote the movie? Coogler have decided they are not recasting T'Challa. So I don't know how they're going to kill him off, how they're going to do it, but we will not see a King T'Challa, according to the information that he said. They're not going to do it. So,
man, if they show T'Challa getting killed off, Danny and Anzo, like that's going to be a head shaking moment. I'm like, damn, that should just happen.
I'll kind of be pissed at that too.
I don't think they're gonna do it, bro. I think they're gonna pass around to Shuri, and they mentioned some about bringing Killmonger back. I don't know in what capacity, but like I said, Michael Roman from Everything Always, that guys, he has a lot of information, a lot of supposed inside information, and it sounds pretty legit. I'm not saying it's the gospel, so don't say that. Danny said, I'm just telling you what I heard. You're welcome to go listen to it yourself. His channel is Everything Always. Guy seems to have a lot of inside information, and a lot of it I've seen in the past has come to pass. It has been true. So there's food for thought. There's information out there for you to go see, and you make a determination and judgment for yourself. K-Dot's follow-up by saying, honestly, the only fix is to recast. Well, I don't think they're going to recast, bro. Based on what
I don't think they're going to do it either. I think they should, but I don't think they're going to do it either.
I don't think they're going to do it either, Anzo, because you got to factor in like there's a lot of emotions with the character, right? So they might be like, I don't know, we don't want to rub people the wrong way, but I think that sometimes in life you just got to wait and then do it. You don't have to do it right away, but why take the option off the table entirely? It seems weird to me,
because I don't think T'Challa is an iconic enough character. Like Superman will of course replace him because the character Superman is iconic. The character Black Panther is iconic, but T'Challa does not have the same weight as Black Panther. So that's why I think they're doing. They're not going to kill Black Panther. They're going to kill T'Challa. So,
but that's the thing, though, right? Because very few characters are going to measure up to Batman and Superman in terms of their iconic stature. But the thing is that T'Challa has a lot of great stories, including Shuri being woven into there. I mean, she's not as compelling as I said, but there's a coolness about her. But it's just
See,
T'Challa, the
T'Challa,
audience just barely
T'Challa
got that character.
has great stories to geeks like us. To normies, they don't care about T'Challa. They care about Black Panther.
Well, they care about T'Challa because T'Challa is Black Panther based on that Black Panther movie. So what they're not going to be used to at the moment would be somebody else picking up the mantle. They would have to get used to that, and you
I
would have
think
to do it really good. Whether it's Shuri, Eric Killmonger, whoever's in the suit, you would have to convince the audience that, hey, look,
I
this is
don't
going to
think
be
so.
good going forward. Did
I
they
don't
got to
think so.
convince them of that?
I disagree. I think if Chad Boseman was still alive and you try to do that, yeah. But the whole world knows that he's dead. So they know Marvel going to do something to honor him. And whatever story they give him, as long as it's respectful, they will digest it.
No, I'm not saying that they don't know that he's dead. I'm saying that when it comes to the T'Challa character, it's like if you X him out and you put someone in there, you would have to build them up because they already built up T'Challa based on Chadwick Boseman playing him. He immediately went to this iconic status because of Chadwick Boseman. So it's like humans love that character, which is why Kevin Feige was like, nah, we're not going to recast him. But I do not believe that you should just keep that character on the shelf when there's more to explore. It just doesn't seem right.
I don't have a problem with it.
So you think they should recast him? Is that what you're saying, Terrence?
Yes, I came up with something in like a couple seconds, like over I don't know whenever Chadwick Boseman died, so over a year now. When I said you have to take in consideration the feelings of humans that he's passed. A lot of humans love him. Black, white, doesn't matter. They're like, this character is amazing. Give us a bunch of movies in relation to the character. But I said, you don't have to reintroduce the character right away. You can do smaller storylines. Use Shuri if you have to as a temporary stand-in, and then after some years pass, when people have kind of calmed down on it, then what you have to do is find a narrative reason as to why he's been gone and why he shows up again. So I came up with the whole, he shows up and he tells them, "Hey, I've been away. I put together the Illuminati with Reed Richards. You know what I'm saying? The Fantastic Four is on the way, and they were preparing for the arrival of Galactus. So, like right away, when you reintroduce the character and there's a new actor, when you have something epic that comes along with it, it's not about replacing Chadwick. It's just about continuing the character. And if you do something that's great, then humans will warm up to it. What you don't want to do is reintroduce him and you do some shitty ass material because then the perception will be, you know what? See, that's why you should have left them alone because you didn't do something good. So I think that the character deserves to go on at some point and not leave him on the shelf forever because unfortunately Chadwick Boseman passed away.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel you.
Well, we have to agree to disagree because.
So hold on, wait, Danny.
So Danny,
You
are
don't
you
think
saying that you never want to see T'Challa again?
I'm
Yeah,
saying I
that's what I
don't
was.
care. I don't care about T'Challa. I care about Black Panther. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay,
T'Challa is cool,
we're
but
on the same page then about.
Chadwick Boseman made T'Challa. I'll give you that. But now that I know in my mind that he's dead, I don't. Maybe I'm selfish. I don't want to see anybody else play T'Challa. So if they decide to kill him off, T'Challa, King T'Challa, and put somebody else as a Black Panther, I am cool with that. But if they recast somebody, I'm still going to be cool with it. But I'm telling you, I am not against them putting T'Challa on the shelf forever. In the MCU verse, not in the comic book world, but MCU verse, I don't have a problem with that.
And see, that's the point that I'm trying to make with you is that a lot of what you're saying, we're on the same page. The only difference being is that I don't have a problem with anything that they're doing as long as the story is good. But it's just the difference seems to be here is that the preference is at some point in time, I would like to see T'Challa. That's my position.
Okay.
So Danny, you don't have an issue with Sherry being Black Panther?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't have an issue. I mean, I tell you what I would like to see, but if they make sure it's Black Panther and it's cool, and I think in the book she went to the Panther God or he went to the Panther. If they do something like that, I don't care. I mean,
Or
what was it?
Killmonger,
Or
right?
kill him? I mean, I
Oh
don't.
God, I
I'm just
no,
saying.
I would rather them go with Shuri, like from a storytelling perspective, because you can make Shuri Beast, and it could fall in line with what would make sense with the
I agree with
narrative in the
that,
MCU. But like,
but I'm just saying.
let's say they
I'm
go
just
with Eric Killmonger, right? And it's
okay.
good. That's great. I'm not a fan of that idea. Just like I'm not a fan of Shuri suddenly becoming the Black Panther based on circumstances. I get it. There's comic book lore. I'm not a fan of that, but in the context of the MCU, if it's presented well, I can become a fan of it in that context. So
Okay,
I'm not necessarily wholeheartedly against any decision. I just simply have preferences, is what it's called.
and I'm going by the rules that MCU has written itself into a corner.
Mm-hmm.
MCU, they do. Eric Killmonger destroyed all of the heart-shaped herb. The only two people, according to the MCU lore, is Black Panther and Eric Killmonger that has it. So if Black Panther is dead, and I'm saying that they saved Eric Killmonger off screen, and my story was on. I did a video about this about a month ago now. Let's just say hypothetically, Black Panther 2 comes on, and we hear a conversation between Shuri and T'Challa, and she's saying, "T'Challa, are you okay? Okay, yeah, I'm okay. Killmonger's dead." And she asks him, "How long he's been dead?" "He just died." "Take off one of your beads and place it such and such and such. I'm going to send a medic kit to you right now. I may be able to save him. There's some research I didn't tell you about, but vibranium, the heart-shaped herb, has special properties. And if I do ABC 1, 2, 3 in a certain amount of time, I may be able to save him." They do that. She put him in the capsule. She's trying to unbrainwash him, whatever the hell she did to damn the Winter Soldier. She does that. Namor attacks, kills T'Challa. Then only, and she's trying to do whatever she can with her weapons and her technology, her smarts, but Namor is just overpowering her. So the mama said, "Hey, look, the only way we can do something and have a chance, man, we got to activate Killmonger. Let them see that once it is that Namor is trying to take over Wakanda, this and that, this, whatever the case may be. Start his redemption arc." Because I'm saying if the whole world can forgive the Winter Soldier and give him redemption arc, and now he's a good guy, why can't they afford Killmonger in the same courtesy? Now I ain't saying they're gonna do
Well,
that,
the
but to
difference
me that
being is
makes
that
sense.
a lot of the well, the difference being is that a lot of what Bucky did as the Winter Soldier is known around the world. Eric Killmonger was just barely beginning to even venture out into that. So that character, by and large, is unknown in comparison to the Winter Soldier. So with the multiverse involved, you could do anything that you want
But
if
brother,
you're
you
coming
are
at it from a technical standpoint.
your point is strengthening my argument. He's known around the whole world as the Winter Soldier, but yet the whole world wants to forgive him, and he has redemption
Yeah.
arc. Now he's a good guy. Killmonger only did a fraction of that. So why is everybody so against him having a redemption arc and helping Wakanda now?
Yes. I'm not saying that the character can't be forgiven. I'm just saying that no, I'm not saying that the character can't be forgiven. I'm just saying that there are different factors with Bucky. Like, you got the world impact, but you also have like the whole Steve Rogers thing attached to it, and then him publicly, going to see a therapist and stuff. As humans like to burn other humans at the stake, when they see you trying, like a few of them will slowly come around to you being a different person. With Eric Killmonger, right? As you mentioned about the whole like the world by and large doesn't know. So it's not about him not being able to be redeemed because you can when less humans know about it. It's just that I don't know if I'm okay with it because they have to show me something of substance. Because him coming back for what? Like, what is he going to do that's going to be so great?
I told Danny already that I said I don't like the fact that Killmonger would become Black Panther, but if they redeem him and they do it over multiple movies, I'll accept that. But I don't want to see him just come back and boom in that first movie, he's the Black Panther. if you're gonna redeem him over 2
Right.
movies, and then make him the Black Panther in the third one. I'll be fine with that.
So in the movie, he'll just help defeat
I will be
Namor, but not get the crown. That's what you're
Right.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm
actually,
cool
like
with
I'm
that.
not. See, yeah, I'm more okay with that because it's a process, right?
Mhm.
What I'm talking about is he just like, okay, oh shit, oh no,
They bring him back to
oh
life, and
shit,
then boom,
T'Challa's
they put the
dead.
Black Panther on him.
Right. Oh shit,
Mhm.
T'Challa's dead. Oh, sure, you got to do something. You know, you're the sibling. Oh no, she can't do nothing. What are we gonna do? Panic. Okay, here's Eric Killmonger. Oh yay, he's a hero, and the movie ends. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, no, I want to see it. I want to see a redemption arc, and that's the thing, right? Because you go from him being hated, and then you give him a few movies where people are like, "Yo, Killmonger saved Wakanda," and you start to feel for him more. Then when he becomes Black Panther, you feel it a lot more. You know?
I'm cool with that, but he's gonna have to have some kind of suit.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I don't mind him having some sort of suit.
Yeah, he can have the suit, but maybe not have the actual title. But
Well, they can
it's
give
gonna be
him
kind of crazy.
Wakandan technology.
But that
Yeah.
wouldn't make sense for it to be called Black Panther 2, and nobody's the Black Panther in that movie.
No, that's why. You know what? It would even be good if they did it in the series. If they brought him back in the series and gave 9 episodes where he has an arc and he becomes good, then
What
they make
series?
him the Black Panther. I think there was supposed to be. I think Wakanda Forever was supposed to be a series or something like that. But then they made it. I don't know.
think they're still doing a Black Panther series. No, Anzo?
That's
Ain't
what
they
I
still
heard.
doing?
I heard they were supposed to do a Black Panther series, which I thought it was Wakanda Forever. But if they do a series and they redeem him in the series and then bring him as the Black Panther in the movie, I can watch that too. I'd be fine with that.
Right. And to Danny's credit, Danny, I appreciate you, but I'm just saying, like, the only reason why I will object to something is for narrative purposes or the strength of the character and whatever context of the story they're saying.
Hey, bro, I know you always come at it from a very analytical point, but I come at it from the rules put in place. And the rules put in place is that he and T'Challa are the only two people on the planet that has a heart-shaped herb in their veins. The only thing makes sense to me is Sherry tried to synthesize it, take some blood either from him or her brother, and try and synthesize it. Or the mama maybe knows something about this Panther God, and Shuri goes on a quest. And then when it looked like Wakanda's about to be overrun by Namor, she finds the Panther God. The Panther God grants her these magical powers, and she comes back and saves them. Now that could work.
I got a question though.
Now,
Because
after what I saw them do to the Mandarin, and then how they like found a way to course correct that, I'm like, man, they could do all kinds of sneaky psych or you guys didn't see that angle. It happened to be one heart-shaped herb that didn't get burned. Like, they're probably gonna pull something like that.
I don't.
Man.
But this is what I'm gonna say. Just because they burn the heart-shaped herbs, does that mean that they can never grow again?
No,
I don't know.
that's a great question because
that's the story. That's what they let it believe, because it was like, oh, he destroyed all the heart-shaped herbs, and then
Right.
the white guy said that's what he's trained to do. He's trained to destroy all the resources and mess up communication, and that's so.
No,
I'm going to tell
I
you
agree
this
with
right
you.
now.
But what I was saying is,
You think there may be a second garden somewhere else?
or they could just years later they go into the garden and they see one herb growing and they're like, oh, the herbs are growing back again, and boom, you got the herbs again.
Let me tell you this, right? The Wakandans are crazy resourceful. I mean, after all, T'Challa did whoop the piss out of the Fantastic Four in his introduction, right? And his people, they were able to combat multiple threats as they tried to come into Wakanda over the series of years, including the Nazis. Like, whenever something is destroyed or they have to move away from a particular area, there's always a way around that because they also commune with their gods and their panther gods and shit that can give them a way to do something again or even a better way. So there's no reason as to why they can't come up with more because that's
Herbs,
part of their
right?
history.
I
Yeah,
agree with
the
you.
herbs, like,
saying, but
whatever they need,
Atlanteans are a different beast than Fantastic Four.
No.
I understand that, but the point of me bringing that up is that whether it's T'Challa or even the what you would maybe refer to as the regular Wakandans, they're all beasts in their own way. And collectively, I don't care if it's the Atlanteans or not, they're gonna come up with something to combat them. There's a reason as to why they've been around for so long and why the Avengers by and large were impressed with that nation
I
is
agree,
because of their resources and then
but they
also their
always,
secrets. Like I
but
said, they can.
they always had a champion. That's why he attacked, because the champion is dead. The same way Thanos attacked because Odin died. Yeah,
Yes, but without their champion though, they're still very capable.
I don't know if they're
That's not their only
capable.
means of
I
defense.
don't think they're capable with Namor, because Namor is the Atlanteans champion. Him and T'Challa were equals, almost equal as far as skill, power, strength, all that kind of stuff. Without that,
It's not about them being equal to Namor specifically, but Namor does come with an army. The Wakandans are an army in themselves. So I'm saying that with all their knowledge and resources and experiences, they're gonna come up with a way to infuse someone, whoever they deem, with certain powers to be able to combat whatever threat is there, or at least hold it off long enough so whoever is going to like become the next Black Panther can maybe retreat. They have a bunch of plans. So like I
don't
hope
know
that
if I
they
agree with that.
showcase that in the movie.
I
And
don't know
Danny,
if I
to
agree
your
with that.
point, I'd be okay if they had a second patch of flowers somewhere. Wakanda's big, right? So if they had a second patch of it,
I'm just saying.
I
I go on the rules. I mean, the rules what they give us and stuff. That's what I'm going on. If they get a second patch, then that be introduced into the rules. But right now, as the rules stand, that's my biggest argument. And I keep saying this. I won't sound like a broken record about Superman and Goku. Everybody keeps saying, "Which Superman is it? Is it this Superman? Is it this Superman?" Look, all I'm saying about the rules. The rules said Superman got a certain number of weaknesses. I ain't made this shit up. But also in Dragon Ball, the rules say if you collect 7 Dragon Balls, you make your wish. Your wish is granted. If Goku grants for power beyond Superman, then he can whip his ass. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but
Those are the
like
rules.
as I have mentioned before though, in order for things to play out, the conditions would have to be set in order to allow that to happen. As you and I both know, since you brought up that it does take time to gather the Dragon Balls. It doesn't happen overnight.
I agree, but what I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure Goku would have Vegeta or Bulma or whoever looking for the Dragon Balls while he's trying to hold off Superman as best he could. Once
But he's
he
not
get
going to
it,
be able to hold him off though. Like if Super like that's like I said before, Danny, he can definitely wish for that. But if he just shows up on a Tuesday with the intention to kill, there is no situation.
but you know,
He's not going to get to that, right?
I got
So
no
like,
dog. I got no dog in this fight.
but Terrence, on the TV show, they ain't gonna have it just a one punch and he's out. They're gonna have some kind of. They're gonna build it up like they always do. They're gonna build it like they always do. They're gonna always give the hero time. If whoever owns that, whoever writes that story wants Goku to win, they're gonna give it some kind of time or some kind of the good guy enough time to get whatever he needs to get to win. Now, if they want Superman to win, then you're right.
Always depends on the writer because whoever's writing the story can make it to where the character can win or lose. That's 100% correct. But then I'd be like,
but I'm saying in my scenario, everybody always say Goku don't stand a chance. And I'm saying, no, you full of shit. He says one chance on just like Iron Man had one chance out of that 400 something million chances. There's only one way they could beat Thanos. There's only one way Goku could beat Superman if given the time to collect the balls and make the wish. That is his only way he could do it. That is only my only argument.
And I agree. If the key word, if he is given the time, then sure. If he is, absolutely. But there's a whole lot of ifs and a whole lot of scenarios. But
what do they do when we watch it? What do they do when we watch it? Every time there's only one. I think Shinron Dragon was the only time didn't let them do the fusion dance. Everybody else, oh, you're gonna go ahead and get stronger. Yeah, go ahead and do it. And what they do the fusion dance, fuse, get strong, and whip their ass for 10, 15 minutes until it wears off. So I'm just saying the writer does some dumb shit.
Did you say the fusion dance?
That is
yes.
correct.
There's a fusion dance like Gogeta and Gotenks, but it's like Danny, as you just pointed out with those characters, the characters have a habit of letting other characters reach their full potential, like letting them power up and scream, and even their dances when it comes to their fusions, all that stuff takes time.
Wait, what they doing the WAP and shit? What
Yeah,
are they doing?
Anzo, they doing that dance and then they touch fingertips and shit, man. It's fucking crazy, and they start glowing and they
look
fuse
stupid
together.
as hell, but man, when they fuse, those suckers be strong as shit.
But Anzo, I want you to understand, man, that should be taking time. Like even the villains, like, because that when I used to run home from school to watch that shit, it would always end before they throw a single punch, and it's like the villain sitting there like. I see you're getting stronger, and I'm just like, kill him. Like,
how long do they have to dance for?
Man, that shit takes about that could take anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds for them to get in sync and shit. I'm like, Superman gonna be up there looking like these motherfuckers, and it's just like he got time to process the whole thing before he even needs to attack. So I'm just like, that's why I'm saying, like, I love those characters, and they
hey, Anzo. The other way they confuse, they wear earrings, matching earrings.
Yep, Vegito. Yep. But hey, Anzo, Vegeta and Goku, they put on them earrings from the Kais and shit, and then they fuse and they become Vegito. That shit is badass. Like Vegito is awesome, but it's just
they call them Pataro earrings, some shit like that.
So they put on matching earrings and then they fuse together.
One put one on the left ear and one put on the right ear. Mm-hmm. Fuse them together.
Yeah, the difference between the two is that one requires a dance and the other one requires earrings, right? Yeah. So you know, Vegito is more Vegeta and then Gogeta is more Goku. But it's like
anyone that's why I said the other.
No, they have
to the earrings stronger than the dance.
They have to bring the power levels down to
initially, like when.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, initially Vegito is a little bit stronger. Like initially, like when they first fuse, Vegito is a little bit stronger, and then Gogeta is slightly weaker, but Gogeta can get stronger at a faster rate than Vegito. So it is a process, though, right? So you're talking about these power-ups, transformations, fusions, gather this, gather that. That takes time, and if you're dealing with somebody that's just doing all kinds of crazy-ass feats, I'm like, when you're watching or reading something, you're like, why is he letting him do all this shit? I'm like, even Danny, you know this is right with these villains. How often did Frieza, Cell, Majin Buu, they just stood there while our boys was just powering up and shit, Danny? How long?
Overconfident. And they end up getting their ass kicked.
So wait, they just standing there watching the two dudes dance?
Yes, Anzo, they just standing there.
Do what you're gonna do. Go ahead and do what you're gonna do.
Anzo, I'm telling you, like one of the most famous anime arcs is when Goku fights Frieza. Frieza let him fight him for over 20 episodes, and that's why he ended up losing. If he would have just killed Kakarot when he showed up, it wouldn't have been no series after that. But he was just like, haha, I'm Frieza. You know, you haven't even seen 50% of my power. So he's holding back. He's constantly getting surprised. It's in those characters' natures to underestimate their opponent, allow their opponent to get to a certain power, and then they get surprised when they get their asses whooped.
They have 20 episodes where they fight straight in 20 episodes, like one after the other, they're just fighting.
Yep.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of talking though, Anzo. Like, picture there's a lot of the amazing music,
like 200 or 300 episodes. It's crazy, man.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Anzo, it be when you talk about building intensity, they did a lot of that. You like punch them, throw the fireball, throw the energy ball, and it's just like they'll do it a little bit and then they'll stop and they'll have this, really cool dialogue. But you want them to wreck each other, so they wrote it that way on purpose. But that's what I meant by there's a whole lot of ifs and there's a whole lot of time gaps.
Hey, you like Invincible, didn't you, Anzo?
Yeah.
Invincible stole all their stuff from Dragon Ball Z. So if you like Invincible, you will like Dragon Ball Z.
Really?
Yep, because the Saiyans, whenever they fight and lose, they get stronger, just like the Voldemites. They get a long life, just like the Voldemites, or whatever the Vultramites, whatever they call itself. One thing is that they transform. The The Saiyans transform at a full moon to like this giant.
They took a lot from DBZ and they took a lot from DC as well. We all know that Omni-Man was fighting the Justice League.
I don't think it was you that showed this, Danny. Maybe it was, or maybe it was on a KDOT stream. But share my screen for a second. What the fuck is this shit?
That was me. That's Mr. Popo.
That's Mr. Popo.
Mr. Popo.
Yo, so Anzo. So here's the thing, right? Like with Omni-Man and these Saiyans. Now, number one, the Saiyans got rid of that whole they get injured and they get stronger. They got rid of that like after the Frieza saga. That shit was so inconsistent, and it really just came down to them training to get stronger. But when you're dealing with an opponent that's stronger than you, there is something idiotic about somebody that's like, they tell you, when I get hurt and I heal, I'll get stronger. And then your opponent's just like, oh, really? I don't believe you. And then they get hurt. They come back a little strong. You hurt them again. I'm like, obviously, you want to finish that motherfucker off right away. Why would you let him or her get stronger to the degree that they can even match you in the first place? You're supposed to get rid of them right away.
But it's still because they eat the sensor beam, so that instantly replenish them.
That's true. It does, right? But then their power only gets a little bit stronger. But like the individuals that they're fighting, they're already way stronger than them, and they get stronger because the fights go on for so long. Like,
was Mr. Popo a badass though?
No.
Yes, absolutely. No. Like I'll bring this example up. So when Goten and Trunks, when they were kids, right?
I never saw
they were able to turn Super Saiyan. They both were trying to strike Mr. Popo, and he was blocking all their hits, telling them to calm down. At that point in time, if you were a Super Saiyan 1, that was just like some mind-boggling, like, how the hell did you do that? And Mr. Popo was over here just like, yo, stop that. What are you doing? Calm down. And he's dealing with 2 Super Saiyans.
I must have missed that episode.
Yes, that put
Danny's like, nah, Mr.
Anzo,
Popo.
Type that in. Put Mr. Popo
kind of
versus Goten and Trunks. Like, I'm telling you, like, this dude was casually blocking their hits, and I was like, Mr. Popo is a beast.
Danny said Mr. Popo's racist.
Yeah, that's some kind of like, man,
yo,
my first
Goten and
like,
Trunks.
I was like, what the
versus Goten and Trunks?
Yeah, they two little kids with gold ass hair, Anzo. That's what you looking at. So he had like, there's a moment where he catches Goten's fist and Trunks' fist, and he's like blocking their hits and shit. And Super Saiyans at that point were some of the strongest beings in the whole fucking universe. And Mr. Popo was blocking their shit. Like Mr. Popo, he should have died by definition of how amazing the Super Saiyans were at that point in time, but he did not.
Johnny, share the screen. Tell me if I got the right one up. It's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's it.
This is really good, Trunks. Where are they? Oh, Piccolo, your dad, where are they? Goten, don't you know it's rude to talk with your mouth full? Your manners are really bad. You shouldn't talk when you're eating.
Fast forward to the fight.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh.
Why? I don't know if it's in this part.
You were the one that said it.
Hair turns gold. Right? Look at that. What? Wow. No.
Hold on.
Hey, let's
what
go.
The fuck? Like, no.
Let's get him.
What the fuck? Watch. This is some stupid shit. How the fuck is he doing that shit? What the? No.
But he's still kind of.
No.
He sound like a little fuck.
Nah, that's some racist shit.
Yeah, good work.
All right, so
you two stay right there.
Check this
and
out.
they kicked off his face at the end.
Mr. Popo.
Okay, so the point is that for him to be able to handle a Super Saiyan means that he's a beast.
Nah, it looks like they're fucking bad.
Fucking him up.
Yeah, he
No, no, no,
blocked
no, no,
him.
no. You saw him catching the punches. So, like,
Yeah.
number one, he wasn't damaged. He was not damaged. Like, okay, when a Super Saiyan, like, okay, if you go before that, Danny, and you notice when
kids.
the
Right.
Super Saiyan like was
Did
able
you
to
not
beat
see-
Frieza.
Okay, but did you not see when Trunks first showed Vegeta that he was a Super Saiyan? And he said, if you can hit me one time, I'll take you to the park and play. And he tried to hit him, and the only thing Vegeta did was punch him in the stomach and knock his ass slam out.
Okay, but Vegeta is Vegeta though. Vegeta is
Yeah,
a Saiyan elite.
They're saying they're kids though.
Yeah, but even though they're kids though, they're still very powerful. Even Piccolo, he had them practice the fusion dance, right? Danny, who had to fight Super Boo? It was Goten and Trunks.
I'm with you, bro.
Danny, who had to fight Super Boo?
I'm just saying, Popo.
Danny,
Popo looks slow.
I'm not saying he's the best fighter. I'm just saying, like, that was surprising because he was able to deal with him.
Popo is not a beast. I'm not saying that.
Yes, he is because he protects Kami. Like, if okay, but Danny, Kami's important, right? If he dies, right, what happens to the Dragon Balls?
He is Kami's valet. You want some
yes, but he's still a beast for being a valet.
No.
Okay, Danny, answer this question though. Who had to fight Super Boo when everybody got wrecked in that hyperbolic time chamber?
I don't care.
No. But what do you mean?
It ain't Mr. Popo.
Question.
Mr. Popo.
But the answer is Goten and Trunks.
Yeah, at Super Saiyan 3. I remember.
But they had to fuse though, and it's like they're really strong at their base forms, which is why Piccolo had them train even more so they could deal with Super Boo.
I give you all that, but I'm just saying Mr. Popo ain't no beast. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but the reason why I said he's a beast is because of the fact that he was able to take all that. Because anybody else at that point, they would just get wrecked with one hit. They'd be knocked out.
You ever seen boxers that can take a lot of punch, but then they get that one punch, get knocked out? They're not considered a beast or a contender. They just happen to have a pretty stiff jaw.
But I understand that example, but that doesn't apply because Mr. Popo, while being a valet, when you look at him for what he is, the fact that a valet, as you call him, was able to stand up to Goten and Trunks is impressive from his position.
Okay, but I will say this. He can be a beast in your world. In my world, he is not a beast. So if you want to believe that he's a beast, that's fine, but I don't. And nothing to say.
Let me look at myself, right? So, okay, me being who I am, martial arts, the muscles and everything.
Okay.
If somebody sees the average dude at the grocery store blocking my hits, it don't matter that he's falling down. If he's not getting damaged, there's something impressive by that because of his position. Like Mr. Popo is not out there training and fighting like Goku.
You know how many muscle-bound martial artists are sorry as fuck? That don't have
Yes, I do. Okay. But as you know, I have defeated black belts, so I am not one of those sorry individuals.
But that example you use, that's not a good example.
No, because I'm using myself. I'm not talking about other martial artists. I'm talking about me. So that average person that's blocking my stuff and not getting damaged, that's a beast because he's not out there doing what everybody else is doing. So that's what I mean. There's different levels of beast.
Anyways, though, right? He got his ass kicked at the end. He gave him a little kick and he's on
the
ground.
But Mr. Popo was fine though. He had no damage on him. In the next scene, he was sitting there talking to them.
Bro, that's a cartoon, bro.
And also you saw that he was able to catch up to them when he tried to run, he teleported in front of him. So he has speed too.
Okay.
But you do see the racism in that character, though, right?
Of course I do. But all I'm saying is that for Mr. Popo being a side character, he deserves some props for being able to deal with Trunks and Goku.
Racist shit because I like it so much, but it is racist. But okay, it's funny.
But yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like, I just had to give my boy some props for being able to do that. Like, that was impressive at the time when we were seeing the power levels. I was like, Mr. Popo can take damage from a Super Saiyan? Like, what the fuck is going on?
If those fajitas you get out of the freezer for your boo is too spicy, they might make you popo in your trunks. Really shit to just.
Man, what's it's a badass character, Janemba. You remember him, Danny?
No. Talk about the one like
Yeah,
a devil.
Not quite. He came from a different dimension. He's part of the Dragon Ball Z movies that are not canon because they're not canon except for like the Broly one. But like the Janemba, he appeared from another dimension in that movie Fusion Reborn, and like Gogeta had to fight him. So Goku and Vegeta had to do their fusion dance.
Okay, that's one like the devil, right?
Yeah, he definitely looks like him. He has like the kind of like the like the reddish
and red.
Yeah,
looking. Yeah, I saw that one.
Well, actually, the blue red one is Super Android 13. Like Janemba has more of that devil look. Because Super Android 13 is blue, and he has like hair that looks like a sand.
No, I'm saying Janemba, whatever, had on like a blue suit, like a tuxedo kind of like suit, and red with the face with the pointy on here. Did he work for Majin Buu?
No. Anzo, pull up a picture of my boy Janemba because Janemba was beast. Like,
How the hell you spell it?
Put JAJM or JEMBA, something like that. I forgot how you spell Janemba, but something like that. But just put Janemba DBZ and then it'll pop up.
Oh, that's the guy. He looked kind of like Cooler. I got you.
With a tail, he has a tail, and
that motherfucker right there is a beast.
Yeah, he looked kind of like a red. He like a red version of Cooler. I got you.
Interesting.
Yeah, but so now that you see what I'm talking about, like, does that jog your memory for that movie?
I don't think I've seen that movie, but I've seen that character before.
Because if you haven't seen it, Danny, and it come on,
who's the one that looked like the devil that worked for Majin Buu?
Yeah, it's if it come on or something, Oh, you talking about Deborah? That's in DBZ canon. That's in the series.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, Deborah is the one that got turned into a cookie by Majin Buu.
A cookie?
Yeah, Deborah got his eyes poked out, and then Majin Buu turned him into a cookie. What's wrong, Anzo? That's what happened. Like, he got his eyes poked out, and then he turned him into a cookie and ate him, Anzo. What's wrong?
Why a cookie?
What happened?
Because he's greedy. Majin Buu's like a kid, and he's greedy, and he likes to eat.
Oh,
so
okay.
the powder.
No, like see, but that Majin Buu, Fat Buu, is a byproduct of him. Is a byproduct of him eating a different Supreme Kais. So the last Supreme Kai that he ate was this fat Supreme Kai, and that was the nicest of all the Kais, which is why he has a childlike personality. But his original form is Kid Buu when he's short and he has no expression, and then that was the one that destroyed the entire planet in a couple seconds.
Who did he turn into a cookie?
Oh, Deborah. Like the guy that looks kind of like, what some interpretations of the devil looks like according to humans. So, that guy right there is next to Bobbity, and Bobbity is Deborah's master. And he's also Majin Buu's master, sort of, because his father, Bibbidi, was in charge of Majin Buu when he was Kid Buu, before he started eating the Supreme Kais and it actually weakened his power, actually, by him eating the different Kais.
Okay. I'm actually watching the part now.
But yeah, I got information on the Dragon Ball universe for days. I could just talk forever.
Shit, it's fucking 11 o'clock. Oh, you about not talk forever. I didn't realize it was this damn late. Shit.
Oh, so see, we were having a good time. Look at that.
Hey, I turned him into a fucking look like a McDonald's. It looked like one of those McDonald's cookies.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Anzo, I told you, man, Anzo, these characters, he ate them. But see, it was actually Hercule that made him more, discovered his humanity, because Hercule is the best martial artist on the planet that's a human in that way, like outside of the Z fighters. So Hercule befriended Majin Buu, which is why, he ended up turning good.
That's funny.
So Hercule is actually a beast, but compared to the Z fighters, he ain't shit. So oftentimes he'll lie, even though he's a world martial arts champion. He'll lie about taking credit for like what Goku and them do as far as beating villains. He'll be like, "Yeah, I'm the one that defeated them."
yeah,
You didn't do shit.
talking all kind of shit.
Yeah, I'm like, man,
Hercule's the
you didn't do
best.
shit.
Shit,
Like he'll be
sit
making up
punk ass
excuses
down.
and shit. Like
But-
he'll get backhanded into a mountain, Anzo, and he talking about like, oh, that was just me working on my jumping skills. I could have easily beat him. And
I'm watching some of this Dragon Ball shit, and after watching this, I can't believe you guys have complaints about What If.
you know what, Anzo?
You gotta watch the whole thing, bro.
If I were like able to like go in your house, man, I would just be like, Anzo, we gotta watch these episodes. And then after that, I guarantee you are going to buy a DBZ shirt. You're going to be a fan.
Punch in Hit versus Goku.
Who?
Man,
Oh my
Hit.
God.
Hit
Hit.
versus
Hit.
Goku.
Hit is one of my favorite new characters, Danny, from Super.
Yeah, Hit
Oh,
is the
man.
man, but Hit versus Goku.
Yeah.
That boy was slowing down time, and everybody's reactions were delayed, and he just would fuck they shit up, and then they would end up in real time again. They're like, damn, what happened? It's just like, I use my ultimate technique. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely ultimate, because you be fucking people up.
Let me see. Is it this one, Donnie? Hold on. Where is it? Is it this one?
But my favorite character
Yep,
is Vegeta,
yep.
like, period. So
Yeah.
That's 33 minutes. I won't watch it all, but just want to make sure this is the right one.
That's it.
Your attacks are really hard for an old guy.
yup, there he is.
Attack plan B.
What was the one?
Bam! Sit down, Goku. Yup.
Okay. I don't want Donnie to get copywritten, so
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I'll
Man.
check this one.
The one with PyCon is
Let
good
me tell
too.
you about Goku. Goku is a good character, but he's clearly inspired by Superman. I mean, him being the sole survivor of his planet and stuff. But he also has a similar spirit, but he's not. He's kind of stupid. Like, he's really smart when it comes to training in martial arts, but this dude don't know nothing about nothing.
No
So,
common
but
sense at all.
what happens is he's allowed to get stronger because his villains take forever to beat him. And if you look at all of his amazing victories, they were because of his friends helping him out and giving him energy and stuff, including like his fight against Jiren, when him and Vegeta were at full power and they got laid out, and Vegeta gave Goku his energy so he can finish off a tired Jiren. Like, I'm like, come on, Goku. Like, come on.
Gotcha.
Hey, but real talk, man. This was a very, very good show. 2 hours and 12 minutes. I talked to you about after the show, Anzo, about some things.
All right.
Before we get off, Terrence, tell people they can find you at, sir. Gonna go around the panel real quick. And
Oh, yep. Yeah, T-Virus Terrence is my channel. At the moment, I'm not posting anything new, but at some point, I'll post something again. And then you can find me on this channel, and then with Anzo as well. Those are pretty much the two channels, this one and Big Afford Entertainment, that I will frequent more than any other channel. But aside from that, you just never know where Terrence might be on this particular planet. But sometimes you can definitely find me with humans.
good deal. Anzo, what's going on in your world, sir?
Big Afford Entertainment. You guys know the channel. Chaos List, Rule of Three, Chaotic Conversation, all these shows that we do. Make sure you guys check them out. Appreciate being on. It was a great show today. And that Dragon Ball stuff at the end, I didn't have much to add into it, but it was funny. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. And I am Danny Graham, aka Comment Chat. This is my show, Chaotic Conversations, every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me here tomorrow. You can find me on Anzo's show at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Chaos List. Wednesday, you'll find me again, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Chris's show, The Rule of Three. Don't miss it. This Sunday, we'll be doing episode 6, I do believe, of the What If Roundtable. Should be a very good episode. I think this episode is going to be Killmonger saves Tony Stark, something along those lines. Go check it out if you hadn't seen the trailer. Also, go check out the Hawkeye
Holy
trailer.
crap.
I will be doing the Hawkeye roundtable coming up in November. I think November 24th is the first episode. So the Saturday and Sunday afterwards, I will be doing it. I haven't come up with a time for Saturday, but Sunday will definitely be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my channel, Comic Chat here on YouTube. So make sure you tune in for that. Again,
Danny, what's going to be a reaction if like Eric Killmonger becomes Black Panther in the What If?
Oh my God, we will not.
Danny's gonna be sending me 30 texts. He gonna be like, "Yep, that's my idea."
I'm gonna say, didn't I tell you this is possible? That's what I'm gonna say.
God forbid he becomes the Black Panther in the movie. We will not hear the end of it.
Oh my God, that's gonna be 2 for 2. He gonna be like, "Yep, didn't I say it? See, he was in the show, the cartoon, and then they brought him to life."
Why is it so wrong? If Danny's right, why is that such a bad thing?
Danny is not wrong. You my brother. Of course, I want you to experience joy and happiness.
Like you got a problem with it. Sound like you got a problem.
Danny, because it came from you, of course I respect it. It don't matter if I'm thinking about it in another way. Danny, you know this. You my brother. I
can't tell, Anzo. How about you?
Your position. Same thing with Anzo. I mean, you guys already know.
Iffy there.
Wow.
But man, first show, man. I'm curious what it's gonna be, man. If it is, I'd be happy. If not, I'm still gonna watch because, like I said yesterday, I will continue to say I'm a Marvel fanboy. I prefer Marvel over DC, but at the end of the day, I want both movies franchises to be good. I don't want one to kick the other one's ass. But,
I agree.
Until tomorrow night, y'all take it easy, man, and peace.
Damn, Danny.
What?
Fuck that one up. We're still live.
Okay, people. About to get ugly. Comic Chat is who I be. Monday nights at 9, come see what people are talking about. Show is fire, it's got a lot of clout. Critiquing movies is what I do, but favorite topic is the MCU. 6 questions, 10 minutes each. I try to break it down. I try to teach. Tell people that feeling my vibe. Come check out the Grado Show. So sit back, enjoy the show, and like the Joker says, and here we go. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Chaotic Conversation. Don't miss it. Do not miss it. Peace.
Fire.